How Japan escaped obesity while America got fat. This is gonna be a good ass video. This is gonna be a fire ass video.
15 years ago, I moved from Texas to Japan. I quickly had this weird feeling that something was off about the people here. I couldn't quite put my finger on it at first, but the more I looked around, eventually I realized what it was.
No one's fat.
Nobody's fat. Since 1960, the obesity rate in America has skyrocketed from 12% to over.
Gee, I wonder why. You see what's on the fucking screen right now? Yeah, it's probably one of the major contributors, along with fucked up culture, fucked up mindset, way overpopulated, fast food restaurants, terrible drink options, you name it.
We're 40% today. That means America's obesity rate is almost 10 times Japan's obesity rate of just 4.5%.
The average American would be considered fat in Japan. You're like an even American medium level fat, you are completely fat here.
I didn't realize it because I was fitting in like Australian people. But then when I came back to Japan, I noticed that I was fat.
It's way easier to lose.
You were like, damn, I'm a fat fucking bitch. I am huge. Yeah, culture difference.
Weight in Japan than in the States.
But why? What's Japan's big secret?
Why Japanese people?
There's a million things it could be. Maybe it's green tea.
No?
Or maybe it's lower smoking rates in Japan.
Actually, no. Smoking rates are higher in Japan. 25% of Japanese men smoke, but only 13% of Americans do.
What? Dude, that might be true. I don't know where the sources are coming from. I'm gonna believe the guy. But I would argue that number is bumped up quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'm a smoker on and off. I go cold turkey for weeks or months on end, then I pick it back up, so I'm part to blame as well. I'm part of the fucking statistic, but yeah, that's fucked. Damn, I thought it would be higher than that.
Maybe more people go to the gym here. Actually, no.
Only 3.3% of people have a gym membership here, while 21% of Americans do. Maybe it's because
I could tell you why. A lot of the fitness forums that I'll read on Reddit or like some YouTube comments, I've even met people in real life that will literally sit there and say, I only work out so I can eat more garbage. I can eat more dog shit. It's the only reason. They're not doing it to be bodybuilders. They're not doing it for competition, but they're trying to offset all of the terrible, toxic, horrible ingredients that they are digesting on a fucking daily basis or on a weekly basis.
everyone eats fermented soybeans for breakfast.
Actually, it's way simpler than that. The whole food environment is just different in certain key ways.
In Japan, you actually cannot make excuse to gain weight.
Right.
But maybe in the States, maybe it's not the case because you're surrounded, by lots of, kind of trap.
When I came to Japan all those years ago, I basically just ate whatever looked good, and I was losing weight. So let's say you wake up, you get ready for the day, and you're off to get a good breakfast. What are your options? Well,
I'm never doing that. Never in a million fucking years is that ever going to be my morning routine.
per person, there are 15 times as many fast food establishments in America compared to Japan. So the average American's breakfast options might look like
hotcakes and sausage,
Yeah.
egg McMuffin,
The breakfast
Yeah.
burrito. For breakfast at Denny's, the Super Slam.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit is good. But nowadays, since I've basically cleaned up my diet, I don't like saying healthy diet. I like saying a lean and clean diet, which is also arguably healthy, but I don't like the term healthy foods. An apple's healthy, right? You eat 100 apples a day, that shit is not healthy, all right? But I like lean and clean foods and ingredients, 100%.
The worst croissants I've ever put in my...
But that shit does taste good, but it fucks my stomach up nowadays. I can't even eat it. It just straight liquid.
my mouth. McGriddle.
Dude, sweet. What the f?
All of our favorite foods. So there's plenty of McDonald's you can go to here in Japan, but Japan also has over 4,000 rice bowl establishments.
at places like Yoshinoya, for just $4, you can get what is actually a quite traditional Japanese breakfast. A small bowl of rice, fermented soybeans, roasted fish, and miso soup.
You show this to the average American and they're going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this? This looks horrible and it does not look enticing in the slightest bit. But I could tell you right now, like you got healthy animal fat with the fish, you have a clean source of carbs, Not gonna lie, the rice does look a little bland, but I'm sure how they cook it up, you know, how they whip it up, it probably tastes fire. That's not how I would prefer my eggs. Maybe a hard-boiled egg. I don't know the nutrients for soybeans, but I'm sure it's good. And then some soup, fire. I would devour this every morning.
But let's say you don't have much time, and so you just want to grab something quick and go.
The answer? Convenience stores.
7-Eleven. Wow, this is so busted.
Do I come
Cringe.
to Japan just for the 7-Eleven?
More and more people are posting online about how in love they are with Japanese convenience stores, and for good reason. They actually have a
Holy shit. Ah, there's my brand right there. Right there. I love that shit. I don't buy that brand anymore. I eat Fage, F-A-G-E or Fage, whatever it is. Zero, high protein, zero fat, bitter as fuck yogurt, and then I just add like plant sugar with like a scoop of protein powder. So I'm looking at like 30 grams of protein, and then maybe like some protein granola and some like fruit, some berries. Fire. I highly recommend. But yeah, this is culture shock.
huge selection of pretty decent food.
So here's what you can get for about $9 USD.
Fish simmered in miso, ramen-style eggs, a rice ball, roasted chicken, a salad, and a green tea. And they have
Delicious.
many other things like a decent selection of roasted fish, fruits,
Questionable.
salads, and even low-calorie stuff like these noodles made of tofu. The pre-prepared foods are also quite decent, like fish with mushrooms and radish,
Delicious.
chicken gizzards with green onion,
I don't know about
shrimp
that
and
one.
squid with broccoli, boiled
Questionable.
eggs, and steamed
Delicious.
chicken with pickled veggies.
Fire.
The bentos are a little bit more junky, but they're much better than American options. So the first key difference is convenience. Convenience doesn't always mean junk. However, the average American convenience store doesn't have many options of reasonably healthy things to eat. You might be able to get some nuts or a protein bar, but other than that, it's just chips, candy, processed food, and some fried stuff sitting under a heat lamp.
So yeah, of course, super
I will say, I saw this photo on the 4th of July. It was a bag of Tostito chips, and like if you look at all of the food dye, all the food coloring that we use, you know, like red 40, I don't even know them off the top of my head, but like all the different dyes and shit. I saw a bag of Tostito chips. They were red, and they didn't have any of that. It was like natural, like genuine, like a healthy alternative, a cleaner alternative to all of the shit that's littered in foods, ice creams, candy, all of that stuff. So I think we're starting to make a small slight difference, a change in how we dye our foods, which we should have been doing 10, 15 fucking years ago. But I saw that on Facebook, and I had to give a round of applause.
health conscious Japanese people don't get all their meals from a convenience store.
Only if I'm too busy and I have no time to cook.
The thing is that the overall standard for food in Japan is much higher in general, so even the convenience stores have reasonably healthy choices. Japan has about 55,000 convenience stores, meaning Japan has almost 10 times as many convenience stores per square kilometer than America, which is great because from what I've seen, Japanese people, or at least Tokyo people, are extremely busy. Japanese people in general sleep way less than Americans, which is actually very unhealthy, yet they're still much thinner. So yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because a lack of sleep, you tend to, first off, you're not going to want to go to the gym. You're not going to want to meal prep. You're just not going to want to cook in general. So if you're sleep deprived, you're going to eat out. You're going to eat junk food. You're going to want something that tastes super sweet and delicious, which is usually loaded in fats and sugars, spikes your insulin, so your food cravings are higher, and then on top of that, it's just very calorie dense shit. So yeah, I can see how they have, and plus Japan's fucking work ethic, their work culture is just insane, absolutely insane. I mean, I work 6-7 days a week, 9 times out of 10 year round, which is probably terrible. I gotta do what I gotta do. But if I had all of the stuff that they have available to them as we do over here in America, oh, dude, yeah. And by the way, I've been going to the gym for 6-7 months consistently, 4 to 6 days a week. And I'm more on a lean and clean diet. I'm a lot more conscious on what I eat. I was like 256, 258. I'm now 226, 228. So I've lost 30 pounds. And I'm gonna keep going. My goal is about 200. But yeah, this is insane. This is insane.
There are healthy restaurants and supermarkets in the US.
We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
But when it comes to cheap, quick, and convenient food, it's often very unhealthy.
$3 big meal deal, only at 7-Eleven.
In Japan, for lunch, I have the option to buy some fried junk or go to McDonald's for lunch, but it's often just as easy to say walk into Matsuya and get something like a bowl of rice with some stewed beef, a half-boiled egg, some kimchi, and a bowl of miso soup, with plenty of pickled ginger, of course.
Oh, so good. So good.
Even if you're getting some actual sweets here, they're just not as sweet as Americans.
If you go to any one of these cake places around here, an American would be like, wow, why is it not sweet enough? Whereas a Japanese person would go to America and go, why is it so sweet?
Dude, that is huge. Dude, I have to say, I'm a slut for cheesecake. I'm a slut for chocolate, and I'm a slut for cheesecake. Maybe on my birthday, I'll want to get like a variety cheesecake. But honest to God, nowadays, I prefer just give me a slice. I'll pay the $5, $6, $7 for one slice versus a whole fucking pie, a whole cake.
When I first got to Japan, I thought most things weren't sweet enough. Now,
So I don't
after
feel so
living in
bad
Japan
about
for more than a decade, when I visit America, most things taste way too sweet.
A lot of things are sweeter, a lot sweeter than in Japan.
All right, sorry. I'm not trying to pause the video too much, but I have a funny story. So about 3 months ago, I got a pack of Gushers at work. We normally don't have Gushers, but I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try. I haven't had them in years. So also, it pisses me off that almost every pack of Gushers you get, there's always one squished inside of the fucking bag. So it's just a sticky mess. But I put like 3 in my hand. I threw it back and I had to spit it out. It was too fucking sweet. I'm like, damn, like how much sugar did they add from when I was a kid? And to be completely honest, I'm sure it didn't change. My taste buds have just adapted over the months, low-key years. I like chocolate, which also has sugar in it, depending on the chocolate you eat, and cheesecake and all that stuff. But I'm not a big sweets guy. Never really was. And I had to give the rest of Gushers, excuse me, I had to give the rest of the pack of Gushers to my coworker. I just couldn't finish it. It was disgusting.
For example, yogurt.
Kind of hurt me a little bit, but I couldn't eat it.
Too sweet, like it was like a dessert level.
According to 2021 statistics, the average Japanese person eats half the sugar of Americans. Americans eat 33.7 kilograms of sugar per year, but Japanese people only eat 17.7 kilograms.
Not surprised.
The thing with
Not
sugar is that
surprised.
the reason people eat too much sugar is that they want a lot of sugar because they eat too much sugar. This 2016 study found that after just 2 months of people doing a low sugar diet, cutting their simple sugar intake by 40%, they started to rate sweet foods as significantly sweeter, as much as 40% sweeter than before.
That's exactly what happened to me. At first, Japanese sweets didn't taste sweet enough, then I got used to it, and now they taste plenty sweet.
So I think the Japanese just eat less sweet, less caloric things, and they eat less of it.
The soda cups are just smaller here in Japan.
This is a large
can't
cup
wait
at
to see
McDonald's
this.
in Japan. This is an American small.
That's it?
The American small is actually slightly larger than the Japanese large.
Holy
and of course,
shit.
the American large is about twice as big
Huge.
as the Japanese large.
Even the milk is way smaller. This is
Supersize me, motherfucker.
the standard size of milk here.
Next, take a look
Diet,
at this.
though. Diet.
The selling point of this sweet drink is actually that it's small. It says nomikiri saizu.
You can talk shit all you want. Leave it down in the comments. I'm a diet enjoyer. Coke Zero enjoyer. Diet Baja Blast. Root beer, cream soda enjoyer.
Meaning a size you can finish. And these half-size drinks are in most of the vending machines.
Hey, why'd you get this small one?
I think this size is too much for me, so I can finish this.
But this one's only 10 yen more. You could have gotten like, this
Yeah.
one's like twice as big.
It's too much, and I don't want to waste it.
You don't want like a giant drink. You don't want to get like as much drink for your money.
No.
No one in Japan drinks a big gulp. You can't even get it anywhere.
Now that's what I call a large.
I couldn't find any big gulps in Tokyo, but I could find these tiny cans of soda.
I fucking love Asmongold. I love this clip.
Who drinks this?
If you go to a restaurant
I love
in
that
Japan,
clip.
what percentage of the people would you say are drinking the soda?
Oh,
Wait till he drinks
I
the Dr.
think
Pepper or the
less
Coke
than
after.
10%.
Only water and tea?
So yeah, I think so.
My man. So much better.
So Japanese people just don't drink that much soda. The average person here drinks 30 liters of soda a year, but the average American drinks 5 times that much, 154 liters per year.
So for example, with this vending machine, if you didn't want anything sweet, 5 different types of unsweetened tea, you can get water, and then there's black coffee.
By the way, these vending machines are everywhere. Japan has the most vending machines per person on the planet, around 4 million, or 1 for every 30 people.
Holy
Next
shit.
is key number 3, school lunch. The Japanese approach to feeding their school kids.
Dude, Americans, there were like, let's just say there were 10 items on the menu in high school. 4 of them were palatable. The shit was so plain, so much dog shit, tasted just terrible, and it was the same slop every fucking day. Even after Michelle Obama, and I will say the best thing that was on the menu were the chocolate chip cookies. And ever since that, like, Michelle Obama or Obama, whatever, like, school lunch program, whatever, kicked into place, they ruined the best fucking thing on the entirety of the menu. The chocolate chip cookie. First, it was soft and sweet and gooey. Then it was fucking rock hard. Terrible. I hated it. I hated it. The before and after. Hated it.
Is completely different from America.
Do the teachers even eat this stuff?
We don't eat school. Fuck no.
They don't touch it.
So I'm half American. I went to elementary school in both Japan and the United States. In the United States, the food was just junk food. We had tater tots. We had sloppy joes. It was like everything
Pizza.
bad for you. You know, chocolate milk.
In middle school, we would get...
Hey, motherfucker. I don't want to hear any slander on chocolate milk. That shit is delicious. That is the one thing I will not let slide. Chocolate milk, okay? Protein. It just tastes good. Protein.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
Delicious.
For what?
Just like, if you want chocolate milk, go ahead.
Serve for lunch at a high school.
Students in Woodbridge, New Jersey say the food is inedible.
Some high school students who are so sick of their school food, they've started a protest movement against it. In 1970, the law changed. Schools could now turn to private, for-profit companies to feed their students.
In American schools, it's common to have plenty of processed foods on the menu.
Ugh.
You cut back on everything. Salaries, supplies, the food.
But if we go over and take a look at Japan, school lunches are planned out by the school's designated nutritionist.
As it should
and
be.
They are made from scratch.
As it should be.
Every single day.
If you're in Japan, every meal is meant to be healthy. Vegetables, there'd be rice, some fish, some meats, and a little bit of pickled vegetables. So that by the time, that you're 16, 17, 18, you're not going to be fat. It's going to be very rare that you're going to see a child that's fat in Japan. I think that carries you your whole life.
Unless it's like a mukbang creator. I could believe it. Culture, completely different. Mindset. And that's the thing that aggravates me a little bit is like, and I understand because I'm also a firm believer, like, you can't tell me how to eat. You can't tell me what to do, this and a third. But there is a reason why our health system is fucking crippling, understaffed, underpaid, and just way oversaturated with fucking morbidly obese patients, right? I had an ex, she was a nurse, and a good chunk of her patients, if not most of them, were fucking 400 pounds, 350, 450. It's a fucking joke. It's absolutely pathetic. And it's their fault, obviously directly, like it's their fault, but at the same time, it's not entirely their fault because the way they were raised in the house, the food culture, just like the mindset of if it tastes good, eat it. I want to have a job that I can afford. We're so used to having such a comfortable lifestyle to where it's at a point where having such a comfortable lifestyle is actually detrimental to our health and our longevity. It's crazy how that works. The more comfortable you are in certain aspects in life, actually, the more harm it does for you.
Sets your diet.
You got like a nutrition education that actually worked.
Yeah.
The fourth key is portion sizes. The portion sizes are generally just a little smaller wherever you go.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I got that much
meal
tomato.
Size in Australia is usually big. I couldn't finish eating them, but then I got used to it, and I actually gained 12 kg there.
So that's like 25 pounds.
Shit, you want to talk about portion sizes? This is what I had today, right? I got sent home from work because there was nothing to do. Protein shake, 2 hard-boiled eggs, 0-calorie Monster, 2 water bottles, and like a handful of honey roasted fucking cashews. and I had a little bit of chicken and rice with some low sugar barbecue sauce. Fire.
Tacos, designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
I'm full!
America's biggest breakfast for only $9.99.
I think there's two big reasons why Japan doesn't take the American approach of giving you huge portions to make you
All
feel
of that
like you
looks
got
good
your
though.
money's
I'm not
worth.
gonna lie. I'm not
First
gonna
off,
lie. That
don't
looks
do this
delicious.
in Japan. A big concept here is mottainai, or wasteful.
Elementary school, middle school. If you cannot finish the meal, you don't have like lunch break.
So you just have to sit there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, like I remember some of my friends couldn't finish eating and then like crying and eating. The idea is came from like,
Trauma.
You cannot waste the food because that's the life of plants and animals. Yeah, leaving food is considered bad.
It's kind of bad manners to leave unfinished food and especially rice scattered about on your plate. Next, it's not really a thing here to get a container to take leftovers home. You're expected to finish your meal at the restaurant. So, the average restaurant serves people reasonably sized, not too big portions that most people should be able to finish in one sitting.
Most packages of snacks here are sized so that you can comfortably finish them without feeling stuffed.
Like, look how small all these little packages of chocolates are.
If you eat the normal American diet, you'll get fat. In Japan, if you just eat what everyone else eats, then you get thin.
Yeah.
Do you think that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, I think it's accurate.
If there are some people who are, maybe starting to get a little bit overweight, and I suspect they're eating too much junk food.
So the fifth point is variety. It's easy to...
Also, real quick, I would love to see it, and I don't give a fuck what anyone's opinion is on it. I don't give a fuck. We need to ban like more than 50% of the junk food and the fast food restaurants that we have in America. We need to ban more than 50%, and I don't give a fuck how you feel about that topic. I do not care. I do not care at all, because they are literally littered all around America. It is terrible. I can't tell you how many times, road trips, whatever. The only thing you have to eat is like KFC, Arby's, and McDonald's and gas station food. I don't give a fuck. It's never gonna happen. Probably never gonna happen, but I say we ban more than 50% of that
and
shit.
Drink healthy when you have plenty
100%.
of options, and we are not getting bored eating the same handful of healthy meals over and over again. People can eat big portions of junk if they want, but it's usually just as easy to get a variety of reasonably priced, relatively healthy food.
What I like about drinking culture in Japan is that even if you keep drinking at the izakaya or pub, you see so many menu, the healthy food on menu. If you go to America, fried chicken, fried potato, like French fries.
Most of the places to go to drink have decent food options. You can expect to get some really solid food that's actually quite healthy at a classic Japanese pub, an izakaya. There are about 7,500 izakayas in Japan, more than the total number of fast food burger chains like McDonald's or Burger King. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you should replace fast food with alcohol, but even if you're walking in somewhere planning to get drunk, there's all kinds of simple, healthy, and delicious dishes. There's one other quick point I want to touch on, but first let me make it clear that there are better quality food options than convenience stores, rice bowl chains, or izakayas, of course. Most Japanese people wouldn't even think of these places as healthy. But this isn't about optimal health. It's about how you can be reasonably healthy with not that much effort.
Did you make this with vegetable oil?
Oh, yes.
Thanks, but I gotta watch what I eat.
Lately, the word has been getting out about how bad vegetable oils or seed oils are for health. It's kind of impressive how clever marketing got us to think that we need to crush and heavily refine thousands of seeds with a long industrial process to get the oil that we need to cook with to be healthy.
With high pressure, forcing out the oil to a second extraction.
Nasty.
70-minute wash with a solvent.
Fucking
They wash
nasty.
the oil with sodium hydroxide. They bleach it, then use a steam injection heating process to remove the canola odor.
Sure, you can buy vegetable oil in Japan, and people do cook with it. But it's very interesting to note that Japanese people consume about 1/2 of the seed oils of Americans. The ironic thing about seed oils is that they become more unhealthy when you cook with them, especially if you fry
Changes the
with them.
chemical compounds.
That's because the fats are very fragile and easily break down when heated, which is not the case for saturated fats like, say, beef tallow, which are very resilient to heat. This brings us to the
looks so
sponsor of this
good.
video, the seed
Oh, I
oil
heard about
free
these. I heard about these.
More than
I
4
wanna
years
try
ago, I
them so
started
bad.
investigating how in the world we got tricked into thinking that we should be eating vegetable oils to be healthy.
Vegetable, corn, and sunflower oil.
Today, seed oils or vegetable oils make up 20% of the average American's daily calories. And recent studies suggest that seed oils are linked to metabolic issues and inflammation in the body. So I've been avoiding chips for about 4 years now, ever since I learned about all the negative health effects of seed oils. You probably saw my 2 different videos on the topic. This is why I'm personally really excited about Masa chips. They made a delicious tortilla chip out of just organic nixtamalized corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. 0 seed oils. Now, I don't know how they got the chips so crispy and crunchy, but these are the most solid chips I've ever eaten. I can pile pretty much an entire avocado on one chip.
That's a strong chip.
Personally, something about these chips feels totally different for me. I actually feel satisfied, and I don't have the urge to binge them. And I don't feel sluggish or bloated after eating them. After all, think about it. Don't you feel better eating, say, corn on the cob with plenty of saturated fat-rich butter, rather than some french fries or onion rings fried in seed oils? The best part is it's just a really good chip. You don't have to sacrifice any taste for health. If you're ready to join the tens of thousands of people enjoying masa,
Fire-ass video. But yeah, we got to change the culture. We got to change so much shit. Yeah, dude, it's so fucked. Link in the video down in the description. If you made it this far, I appreciate watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And yeah, take it easy.